Long ago, my people came about by being dug up and through, some 3,000 to 7,000 years ago, by Spanish conquistadors.
Look at all this grass and dirt.
Give me uga uga. Uga uga potatoes. I write this not as a history lesson, but instead to serve as a warning. I hope that someone may find this autobiography that I am writing now and help save our species. We are constantly being brutally murdered by the vicious breed known as humans.
These fries are so good. Did you make these? I did make
so
these.
great.
I'm like, my fries are like my favorite snack. I love fries.
And I can no longer be a watchful guardian as I have been for all these years, for I am dying. Anyway, continuing on, a little bit about myself. I actually was the first potato that was dug up in South America. I was then constantly traded among people over and over again, and traveled to many different places throughout the world. I was pretty famous.
Actually, I should stop him here and explain something a little more. This potato wasn't actually the first potato to be dug up. Also, the only reason he's alive and talking is because I accidentally spilled some of my come alive magic potato potion on him. I should also elaborate on the fact of where he diffused. The potato, or me, first originated in Peru, yes, and it spread to Europe, North America, India, Japan, and China.
Anyway, I once came upon a time machine which was invented by some mad potato with wild hair. I accidentally fell into it. Oh my! What's this? Ah! Then transported to where I currently reside, at the bottom of the refrigerator, where I once rolled in an attempt to escape the humans. It's actually quite cozy in here. Continuing, although it's true that I was eventually very popular and loved by everyone, I was not welcomed with open arms.
What he means by this is that many of the political figures in Europe actually realized the value in the potato before the common folk did. The people in charge's desire to get their subjects to start eating the potato led to conflict at first, but eventual cooperation. For example, in France in 1771, Marie Antoinette actually wore a potato plant flower in her hair, and her husband, King Louis XVII, started wearing one in his buttonhole, which is what made the people come to a general acceptance of it. Whereas in 1774, Frederick the Great of Prussia tried reverse psychology by building a gate around his potato crops and having guards watch over them. Many of the people figured if it was good enough to be guarded, it was good enough to steal. Although in the Russian Empire, Catherine the Great made it a rule for her subjects to start cultivating the potato to help fight famine. But many people ignored her until 1850, when Tsar Nicholas I began to enforce the rule.
As I mentioned, now everyone loves potatoes and wants to eat me and my relatives. In the US alone, 1,063,900 acres produced potatoes in 2013, and the US made $3.93 billion off of us. Can you believe it? I mean, it did take a pretty long time for everyone to like us, but socially we did pretty good, at least for those dreadful humans.
You see, when Potato was still living in Peru, Spanish chroniclers would take his relatives, mash them up in a gruesome way, and make them into a substance called chuño. This form of potato could last up to 10 years, so it was a stable source of food, and if there were any crop failures, they could eat their stored chuño. It also helped the Europeans enrich their diet with nutrients. Although it was a tragedy, the destruction of our population helped the Spanish and Europeans survive.
The destruction of our population also helps fellow Americans around the world. Now in 2015, there are so many ways to eat us. They make French fries out of us, they make chips, mash us, they bake us, they stuff us, butter us, and worst of all, they fry us. Ah! We've been in everyone's diets for years. The average American eats 33 kilograms of potatoes a year. That's 73 pounds. We also, I guess, demographically helped the Americans expand their lifespans and boost their populations.
As you can see on this chart, the potato's effect on the population increased considerably during the 1450s to the 1750s, and after that, it boomed in importance. This chart from the 18th century also shows the importance of potatoes. They were the most produced out of wheat, barley, and oats. Everybody loves potatoes.
But we didn't always boost populations. For example, in Ireland from 1845 to 1851, there was a terrible thing that occurred called the potato famine. Not only did it kill humans, but it hurt us potatoes too. We suffered a disease called blight. The only upside was that humans couldn't eat us. A teacher from the famine once said, on March 3rd, 1847, I started school after Christmas with 23 pupils. This week there are 14 left. I don't think I can endure facing their pathetic-looking glances much longer. I'm trying to teach them something about the various uses of numbers, though about the only practical calculating they can do is to count the number who are dying around them every day. Sad. This famine was the end of both of us and will be remembered for a very long time. And with this I conclude the story. For alas, I am dying. I can no longer bear the pain.
Oh, no! No, potato, no!
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long. Anytime.
A potato flew around my room before you came.